cheated way in.
Jokic going to throw it up from way. Got it! Oh my! Nikola Jokic! All the way from Sombor! The three is magnificent.
Oh my God. This is why you always give it a shot.
No doubt about it.
That's our QB1 right there. I mean, are you kidding me? The follow through, the wrist action, he's got it all to be a quarterback in the NFL. But right now, he's the quarterback of the Denver Nuggets, and that shot thrust Nikola Jokic to another third quarter triple-double. He does it again, and the Nuggets hold off the Kings. Vic Lombardi, Chris Dempsey, Bill Hanslick here for the post-game live show. Brett Kane will join us shortly. What's going through your mind when you see that shot, Chris?
Oh, you know what? Anytime he takes a shot from anywhere on the court, I feel like it has a chance to go in because it's Nikola Jokic, and he makes all the shots all the time. So it's just really cool just to kind of witness him from game to game do these just truly great things.
You know what my thought is? Most guys, we've seen that before. Somebody hit they get all excited, jump up and down. Jokic he walks over to the bench. I'll just save my energy. I was good.
I went downstairs, and I was there when the shot was made, and I just love just talking to fans after they witness that, and they react the same way we do. Like, what can he not do? What does he not do? I mean, look at his stat line. Let's take a look at some of the Joker highlights tonight. He finishes the night with a preposterous 35, 22, and 17. Just one glance at those numbers. Look at those numbers, because you do not see those kind of numbers very often. In fact, he's only the third player in NBA history to produce a 30, 20, 15 stat line, triple-double. The only other two, Wilt Chamberlain and the Big O, Oscar Robertson.
Through three quarters, right? Is that through three?
But no, ever, those kind of stat lines. In fact, the last time it happened, I wasn't born. It was 1968.
So you know it was a long time ago.
Bill Hanslick was like 45 back then, but it's been that long since it happened.
You know, it is. It's phenomenal. And I was just rooting so hard because I wanted to see a 30, 20, 21.
Yeah.
And they just went cold in the fourth quarter. Joker had some passes of guys, and the shots didn't go in, but his passing, he had 7 assists in the first quarter.
He did. I mean, look, he dominates this basketball. He dominates all the basketball teams, but in particular, Sacramento. And Domantas Sabonis is a good player. He's just, you know, he just can't begin to even slow him down. And Nikola Jokic, I mean, he has said this, just a couple of days ago, that he's playing the best basketball of his life.
Yes.
This is a perfect example of that. I mean, it didn't matter what Sacramento put on the, it presented him from a defensive standpoint. He was able to get that sorted out, score all the points, make all the plays, grab all the rebounds.
20-20-15 games, which are different than 30-20-15, but Joker and Russ are the only two. In fact, our man Dan Hyatt looked it up, and Russell Westbrook is the only 20-20-20 guy.
Yeah, so they
that's just silly. If
both
you can go
on the same team.
20-20, yeah.
For a point guard.
Yes.
Basically a point guard. Yeah.
All right, that's fine and dandy. The early part of that fourth quarter, not so much. The Nuggets led by 25 after 3. After that shot went down, they're up 25. You know that they did not want to put Nikola Jokic back in the game, but they had to.
But after a 14, I think it was 14-1 run.
14-0 run to start the fourth.
14-0 run, and they had to put him in, and I was kind of like, yeah, we're going to see that 20-20.
You're just greedy. You want numbers now.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, it was a classic case of, hey, we got this, right? Oh, this game is over. And look, they put in Doug McDermott. Doug McDermott made every shot. It felt like a three-pointer that he was taking and really got Sacramento back in this game. Now, look, the Sacramento Kings did this last night in Golden State, and they won that game.
Yes.
So, there was a lesson to be had that the Nuggets maybe just didn't heed. But, look, time ran out. They still were able to get the victory.
My goodness, Doug McDermott, 5 of 6 from 3. That guy was available, by the way. Russell Westbrook tonight starts the game. Finishes with another W. Billy, what is his record as a starter with the Nuggets?
It was
like 18-5 now.
Yeah, 18. It was 17-5 now, 18-5. That's like 80%.
And he got to work early in this game.
Yeah, he did. You know, Russ, you just love how hard he plays. He's so competitive about different things. You know, one of the things I looked at his season statistics. It's some of the best field goal percentage, three-point percentage that he's had in 10 years. And why? Because he plays with Nikola Jokic.
He's taking better shots. I mean, he finishes 7 of 10.
Yeah, I think this thing that stood out to me tonight was the fact that, I mean, you saw only 3 assists. He was really hunting his own shot, and for him to be able to, for him to do that means he's getting straight to the rim. There was not a lot of resistance there from Sacramento, so he was able to really just finish around the rim the entirety of the night. Then when he had to step out and knock in a 3, he's been able to do that, and he did that at a high level again.
All right, more to come on the show. We'll hear from Coach Malone, of course. Brett Kane will join us momentarily, but everybody's going to be talking about the shot from 66 feet. It's got to be number 1 on SportsCenter's top 10. Yes, Uncle Rico hits the target. Joker, again, just when you thought you've seen it all, he gives us another piece of art. The poet laureate himself. You're watching Nuggets Postgame Live. We're back with more right after this timeout.
Never done that. Nobody's had 30-plus points, 22-plus rebounds, 17-plus assists, dominated the game in every kind of facet. Do you have any thoughts on this particular performance of amazement from him, including whatever that shot was?
Historical. If no one's ever done it, to your point, I'm just going to say historical. And he continues to put up stat lines that, you know, no one ever. I think he was 1 assist shy of a triple-double in the first 3 quarters. So his impact on the game, and the most important part of it is we're 12-3 in the last 15. Like, these numbers are translating to wins. These are not empty stats. These are not hollow numbers. And you add the 2 blocks, and the guy's averaging almost 2 steals a game. So, you know, you think about his 10 years here, you think about the 3 MVPs, you think about the championship, the finals MVP, and this is the best season he's ever had. And that's saying a lot. So just continued greatness, and what you love about that, Matt, is that it shows that he's never satisfied. He's hungry, he's determined, he wants to be better, and he's going to do whatever he has to do to help his team win. So just another historical performance by a great player.
Defense in the second half probably wasn't where you would like it to be, but what does it say about your team that you're still able to withstand their run, withstand their push, and come out with the win at home?
Yeah, I mean, you know they're going to make a run at some point. I mean, that's why, like, he has quarter, and tonight's a perfect example why. They did the same thing in sack. You know, we got a big on them, and they just, you know, ran the ball down our throats. They brought in Doug McDermott, and you know, obviously he hit 5 threes and seemed like bang, bang, quick succession. But we did stay with it, and we got to win. And we are 12-3 in our last 15 games. And not every win's going to be where you don't have to put Nikola back in the fourth quarter. We had to tonight. They jumped out 11-0 in the fourth. They made it a game, and our guys responded well enough to get the win.
Michael, did you see any like hangover effect after Joker hits that shot up 25 after 3 to like, oh, we can take our foot off the gas, or we can let up a little bit? Just
I don't know if it was that, to be honest, because we've done a great job of that of late. You know, if Nikola hasn't played in 4 straight fourth quarters going into tonight, that's because that group to start the fourth has handled their business and had a very mature approach. So we didn't get off to a good start in the fourth, obviously, but I don't necessarily think, Vinny, that it was because our guys just went out there to chill. You have to give them some credit. That team has been playing at a very high level, and they showed that in the fourth quarter. And you know, thankfully we were able to withstand that run. And yeah, but to Katie's earlier point, you know, to give up 71 points on 48% from the field and 12 made threes in the second half, that's not where you want it. But I love to clean things up after a win.
Michael, Aaron Gordon didn't play at all in the second quarter. He left the court and was frustrated after the first. What was going on with him?
I was told that he had to use the men's room, to be honest. I had his name on the board to start the second quarter, and then Dan Sheminsky, our trainer, said AG went back to the locker room. So wasn't sure what was going on there. Obviously played him his normal minutes in the second half. Yeah, and that's all I can say on that right now.
I think the last time you trailed, it was 1917, and he Gordon checked in, and almost immediately he drove the ball and ripped it. You moved it around the perimeter. Talk a little bit about the energy he continues to bring off the bench.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's obviously he still has a minute restriction, which I'm sure is frustrating for him. Because if you're a competitor, you want to be out there and be able to play as many minutes as you're able to. But since Aaron's come back now, I think it's 6 games since he's returned. We played at a really high level, and he gives that second unit kids that we can play through, facilitate. He can guard. He wanted to guard DeRozan tonight, so you love that. He's asking to guard one of their best players. So you love that, to have that luxury of Aaron Gordon coming off the bench for us right now, and how he's embracing that role.
Coach, you guys are shooting 76% from the free throw line, which is, I guess, statistically a little lower, one of the lower ones in the league, but you're second in attempts. What's kind of the ideal number that you want to be percentage-wise, or if the attempts are so high that 75 or better is, like, do you have a number?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously we missed 10 tonight, and I think in our last 14 games, we actually have been shooting it much better from the foul line. So our free throw percentage on the season, I think it's around 25, but the last 15 or so games, it's been much improved. And tonight obviously wasn't the case, but if you're getting there 31 times, if you can go 25 or 31, that's a great number. But as you mentioned, the fact that we're getting there a ton shows that we're being aggressive. 18 more fast break points in transition. I think we lead the league in that stat still. 6 to 8 in the paint, we lead the league in that stat. 30 assists, we lead the league in that stat. So I think you guys know our DNA. That's how we're made, that's how we're wired, that's how we play, and it correlates to winning at a high percentage.
Coach, the shot, the distance on that shot, have you seen, you've seen a lot of basketball. Is that one of the longest shots you've seen, maybe the longest?
I didn't even see the shot. I was pissed off the defensive play before it. I didn't even see it. I just heard just mad about our defense. So I'll have to go back and watch it. It sounds like a 3/4 court shot.
Maybe a little more.
A little more?
75 feet. 75 feet.
Yeah, 75. So where does that rank in terms of, like?
It borders on top 10. We're all trying to figure that out right now. That's why I asked you.
Borders, yeah. I don't know. I've been around this game so long. I'm sure I've seen shots like that, but, not surprising. He's a guy that just has this uncanny ability. Remember the shot he tried? I think there's .2 on the clock. He tried a tip shot from 85 feet that almost went in. I mean, so the guy is just, he's on a whole different wavelength. Kids, what do you got for me, man?
All right, so Coach didn't see the shot. I know Brett Kane saw the shot. Way to dress for the show tonight, by the way, Brett.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Dude, you look good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's the casual approach.
So you watched among the fans, obviously. What was everyone's reaction when you saw it go in?
To be honest, I was so mad about the way they were playing defense, I didn't actually see it. Yeah.
You're not Michael Malone.
No. I was actually sitting next to somebody. He lets the ball go, and he says, "That's in." And the ball was in the air for so long. I said, "No, it's not." Well, maybe, and then it went in. Like, it was that long. It was unbelievable. Like, to let it go from 3/4 court, and when I say that, it's truly like hand-cocked behind the free throw line on the opposite side and goes in clean is unbelievable.
Well, our mathematician, Bill Hanzik, how many feet is that?
Well,
Bill?
a basketball court is 94 feet.
Okay.
Now, that rim's a little bit in front.
Sure.
Okay? So, but he's on a diagonal, so it's not a straight line.
Okay.
So 94 minus 15 feet for the free.
All right.
That's 70.
Well, isn't there like a right triangle here? Don't you, the Pythagorean theorem, doesn't that take effect here?
I think he's standing on the
81.2 feet.
Okay, that's a long shot.
Yeah.
No matter how you cut it.
Yeah.
So you said 75, but you were wrong.
Well, if somebody
81.
could do the math, please, and contact the show. We want the exact distance of the shot because we want to be accurate here. Overall, though, Brett, we're watching this game, and you're like, okay, it's over, it's over. I know it leaves a little distaste in Michael Malone's mouth to get outscored like that in the fourth quarter.
Well, yeah, like he's had the last, is it 4 or 5 games that Jokic hasn't played in the fourth quarter?
Yes.
I think about it all the time. When they have a big lead like that heading into the fourth, it's just, all Michael Malone's thinking is, if you get this within 12 points, do not make me put Jokic back in. Do not make me do it. And whenever he has to do it, of course he's going to be mad. But we always say this on the radio show, Vic, expectations are a privilege.
Yeah.
And having the expectation that your team should be good enough to hold on to a lead and blow a team out like that is always a good thing. So if he's mad tonight, then good for him. That means you have high expectations for your team.
Fred, you're thinking about this all wrong, dude. Put Joker back in so he could have got a 30-20-20.
I wanted it.
Jeez, they couldn't make hoops. They're making hoops all night. They need 3 more assists.
Hey, is there a Pat the Stat guy?
Yeah.
I'm just curious, how many of you fans out there wanted Joker to stay in the game to make history? Do you watch the game that way? Okay, yeah. They don't care. They want to see him go. Maybe he'll get another shot here. We got a few more games to go this season.
He will.
When we come back, we'll go down to the Nuggets locker room, hear from the players, get their perspective on that shot. How about Peyton Watson? He had 4 of these tonight. 4 Swatsons for that man.